All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Girl Who Talks Sports, the podcast where we talk sports and other girly things. I am Sam Cardona, and I am so excited for our guests that we have on this week. We are joined by Hector and Zack from Breaking Down the Tape. Finally, we get to talk to each other about football and get into it. I'm super stoked. Guys, thank you so much for coming on this week.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. We're super stoked to be on and talk to you and the fans.
Hell yeah, I'm freaking stoked, and I'm ready to say what I want to say.
Yeah, Hector, he said what he said, so we're gonna get into that.
Ain't that the truth?
But obviously, I like to do little origin stories before we do all of our sports topics and everything. I do this with all podcasters and everything because I'm so curious to see how people get started, what compels them to get into this world. Everyone has their own different paths. So first of all, how do you guys know each other? And then what prompted you to start Breaking Down the Tape?
Well, I was born and raised in the city, in the Bronx, right by Yankee Stadium.
Nice.
And I moved up here about an hour away into the Hudson Valley area around 2006. I was about 14. So I was going into high school. And Zack was my next door neighbor.
Oh,
and not 40 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. He was literally the house. There was a house between our house.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we took the same bus to high school. We played football together.
Mm-hmm.
We graduated together. We did track and field together.
Well, I did the field part. Hector did the track part.
We've done everything together. He still lives not too far from me, and
we just grew up together. I mean, Hector moved up, and actually, I became friends with his brother first. And his brother and I used to hang out all the time. He was like, my older brother just he's your age, but he wants to play video games all the time. And I was like, all right, cool. So I met him on the bus, and it was like instantaneous. Like we were good friends. And then later that day, like I met him out on the football field and was like, oh, hey, we ride the bus together. And it was all she wrote from there.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been amazing. And then, and it's to the point now that 17 years later, he's going to be one of the groomsmen in my wedding.
Yeah. My foster daughter calls him uncle. Yeah. We've been good friends for a long time.
That's awesome. So obviously you guys knew each other for so long. So what was just like, you were like, okay, we're going to start this podcast. We're going to talk about football. You know, what prompted that?
So actually I started it alone. So I get super drunk when the Jets play because I'm a miserable Jets fan. And I would just like Facebook status like if you were friends with me on Facebook during a Jets game, like that's all that's on your news feed is me ranting and raving. And I've had multiple people, Hector, one of them reaching up and like, bro, you're hysterical. You need to start this. So I started it alone and I got like 2 months into it and Hector's been A1 from day one. It was like, bro, you're hysterical. Like, I love this. Maybe you should bring that up next week. You know, I thought this about that. And I was like, hey, man, look, I can't keep doing this by myself. You know, my voice makes me sick. So I need somebody else to help me out. I can't think of anyone else. And I brought Hector on and it's been a party
I've been stuck ever since.
Yeah, I signed him to a lifelong contract. It includes his firstborn. So he can't leave for a long time.
That's so fun though. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it all starts with you're like, I need an outlet, you know, like I need somewhere to like just put it all out there, especially, you know, being a Jets fan. It was funny
because when he started it started off as Jets it was just him talking about the Jets and the Cowboys. Because his wife is a Cowboys fan, he's a Jets fan, and it just so happens to be that I'm a Jets fan, but I'm also a Giants fan, and my fiance is a Cowboys fan.
Oh, so
like,
it's a tough household.
Yeah, it's a tough household. So it just grew from there, and I'm just like, yo, we should talk about let's branch it out from there. Let's do more.
So you guys are technically both Jets fans, but you're half a Jets, half a Giants fan. Where did the loyalty start? I love hearing how people ended up with their specific teams, especially New York, because
Oh,
I feel like there's a division almost.
So for me personally, my mother was held by Joe Namath. So the Jets used to practice in White Plains, Peekskill, whichever. And my grandfather, my mother's father, used to be a bartender out there, and the 69 Super Bowl winning Jets would come in all of the time. My mother was born 3 years prior to them winning the Super Bowl. So when they did, my grandfather was like, hey, you need, like, came up to Joe when he came in. I was like, you need to hold my baby. Like, you just won the Super Bowl. Like, come on, you need, like, and I've been cursed ever since. I haven't been able to get out of it. Like, by the time I realized what I was in for, it was already too late. And I've done this for so long. And here I am.
So I grew up in the Bronx, and my rest in peace his soul, my grandfather, who passed away a few years ago, growing up, he was the one in my family who wasn't just all about baseball. He loved every sport. Like my whole family being so Puerto Rican that it was everything baseball in the 90s. So he was the one that was like football, basketball, whatever name he knew, he's trying to like fuck it, let's play that sport, let's do it. And he would always come over. I would remember he would always come over on Sundays, and he was always the Jets. There was something about the uniform, the green and white, like he just loved it. And I Jets from there, and it was literally just Jets from there. And then as I started going into football, I would watch. I was like, oh shit, there's two New York teams. The Giants are there, and they're two different channels, even though they can be playing at the same time sometimes. But sometimes you could like flip to one channel, and if the TV's right, you could watch one one without no commercials. And I started loving the Giants at the same time. And I was like, well, no one said I can't love both teams.
Yeah, there you go.
All of us did. All of us said you can't love both.
Everyone hates it. They're like, there's no way. But I will stand by it. I said what I said. I will stand by it. If I have to choose, I will say I am a Jets fan. But I will never go against the Giants unless they're going against each other. Then it's Jets all the way.
Well, was it this weekend or sometime during preseason? Aren't the Giants and the Jets playing each other?
Yeah,
yeah, they do every year. Yep.
Very fun. Yeah, no, I'm so glad that you said that though, because my dad grew up a Jets fan, and I decided to be a Giants fan because I said this team doesn't win. I'm going to choose the team that's winning. And plus my favorite color is blue. So I was like, as a young kid, I'm like, oh, well, the blue team is better. So I'm just going to go for the blue team. But I never say oh my God, I can't watch the Jets. I can't watch the Jets. Like, I'm going to still root for them. They're still a New York team. But, I'm so happy that you said that you kind of feel it for both of them. Like, I have Jets gear, I have Giants gear. Like, I'm all for it.
People hate me. They hate me for it. Like, I'll watch the Jets lose and then the Giants go win the Super Bowl. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you can't do that. You can't. Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
We only cheer for the Giants when it's against Tom Brady. That's it.
True.
Yeah, no. No, but seriously, like my dad was just like, I'm a Jets fan, but we're a New York household. So however you feel, it's fine. And I was like, okay. But yeah, now after that, I was just like, the Jets aren't win. And I grew up spoiled, of course. I grew up with Super Bowls. I grew up with Yankees World Series. Like, I was just like, they're going to be good forever. And now I'm really just not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, I do not blame you. We grew up in the mud, so we're used to this.
Yeah, I know. My dad became a fan like right after those Super Bowls. So he was just like, no, this is a great team. And then he was like, nope, not anymore. I have to tell you though, I have like a theory about the New York Jets and the reason why they're so bad. And it's because I think Joe Namath like sold his soul to the devil.
I have heard that. So I've heard that theory. I've also heard that game was rigged because without that game, fun fact, without that game, the AFL and NFL never merge. The NFL, they didn't officially merge until after Super Bowl IV. The first 2 years, the first couple of years were an experiment. Well, the NFL and the Green Bay Packers beat the brakes off the AFL for the first 2 years. And here come the Jets and a nobody Joe Namath against Johnny Unitas and the Baltimore Colts. So there is a running theory that the game was rigged. Otherwise, that merger never happens. I'm not going to subscribe to those theories. I'm going to take my win and I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, run with it. Just take it and run with it.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm convinced, and I would never wish death upon the man, but I do think that when Joe Namath dies, the Jets are going to go to the Super Bowl. That's my theory, and I'm
okay. So that's better than what I was thinking, because I was thinking that the only time the Jets would win was when one of my children's children are born.
So great. Now I'm stuck. Either I have to wait until Hector's theory, or Joe Namath has to die and the Jets will win this year. Either way, I'm not going to feel great about either of those options.
And I know I would never wish Joe Namath.
Of course.
The man can do his Medicare commercials.
So then to my children's children it is.
But thank you guys for sharing that, because I'm so glad that we're all on the same page in terms of New York teams.
But we can root for New York teams, yeah.
Yeah, of course. So we do have a bunch of NFL news to go over, and we're going to jump all around the league because there's a ton of stuff going on. So what I want to start with first is something that I didn't get a chance to talk about on my podcast because I was not here last week, is about Carson Wentz. So Carson Wentz obviously got hurt. He had to get foot surgery, out 5 to 12 weeks. It was apparently contagious. He gave it to Quentin Nelson. Apparently that was like going around in the Colts facility. Yeah. And Carson Wentz, like right now, it's just like, it's like, okay, he gets this team. He hasn't even played yet. Like, but Frank Reich's like, this is Carson's team. He's the leader, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, okay, what are your guys' feelings on the Colts right now? Because I have a feeling things are going to get off to a very rocky start.
So first of all, when Carson Wentz was drafted, I threw the world's largest temper tantrum. I remember I was living in Delaware. I looked at my wife and I said, I don't get it. First of all, I didn't get the first pick in Jared Goff. And secondly, I turned around, I was like, this is the second most okayest quarterback that's ever been drafted ever. Mm-hmm. So I never understood the Carson Wentz hype. And I mean, it's just apropos, right? Like, obviously I don't want the man to be injured. I want him to go out there and do whatever he can and make his bag. And I don't wish another man ill, but it's typical him. He's made of glass. He can't play a full season. He can't be healthy. And even when he is, he's okay. I mean, he had one fluke season in which Nick Foles was able to take over. So, I mean, of course it's appropriate for him. And as far as like Quentin Nelson, I mean, and let's not forget, Frank Reich had COVID before those injuries. So we had COVID and then injury and then an exact same injury. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about the Colts. It is going to be a rocky start for sure.
It's rough. Like Zach said, we've always stated that he's the second most okayest quarterback. Like, he's really not that great. He had no real talent to go against in college. He goes to the same college that people try to fight me on that Trey Lance goes to. And I say the same thing about Trey Lance. I'm just like, I don't see the hype. I get it. I just don't see the hype. And it's sad. Like Zach said, it's sad to see like every time it's an injury, but he bitched and complained a lot for money for him not being on the field. And yet again, you're not on the field. Like, I want to know where this injury came from. Like, what is it?
High school, they say.
What is it? Oh, high school? So you went 4 years, 5 years in the league, and this is what bring high school?
No way.
Did you read that report?
No, I didn't.
That's what there is. Now, it's not confirmed, but that's a potential thought process. This is from a high school injury that has gotten worse and worse over the years. He's having a full bone removed from his foot. That is the surgery, not plates, not pins.
So, Sam, check it out.
Bone removed. Right.
We said what we said, and we've came up with a theory.
Okay.
We believe that now that Carson Wentz is out, there is a curse. There is a Philly curse.
Yes.
The Indianapolis Colts are going to go out. They're going to sign Nick Foles. Nick Foles is going to take them to the Super Bowl and win another one and curse Carson Wentz for life.
I literally would love nothing more for that to happen.
Honestly,
like that would be outstanding.
It would be my favorite storyline ever, is that wherever Carson Wentz goes, he gets hurt, and Nick Foles follows and has one of the most ridiculous years of his career. And yeah, it would be my favorite storyline ever.
The thing with Nick Foles is that I feel like when you put him in the starting position, he like freaks out and he's like, I don't know what to do. And the second you put him in a backup position, he's like ready to like be the hero. And I think that he has like this like hero complex that he's like, once I'm the backup, once I come in and everybody's like, yeah. And he did it with Mitch Trubisky, even with the Bears. I mean, he literally,
I feel like he can't catch up to the gameplay. I feel like he needs to sit back, watch the game start, and then he can catch up to the game and be like, all right, now I'm ready.
Yeah, no, it's such a weird thing because the second you put him in a starting position, he's like, whatever. I mean, we saw him in Jacksonville, just absolutely just like, Minshew came in and just completely obliterated him.
Jorts. Yeah, but Minshew has a mullet, mustache, and jorts. I mean, that is a combination that cannot be beat.
He cut his mullet.
I saw that, and I'm not okay with it. Not okay with it.
I love Gardner Minshew, and I actually saw a few like rumors about possibly the Colts picking him up.
I saw that.
That
as well.
could be.
We've spoken about that.
I've seen that as well.
That could be really interesting to see Gardner Minshew come in because we've seen him do some really great things in Jacksonville.
If it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers coming back to the Packers, we actually spoke about Minshew going to the Packers.
Oh my God, that would have been great too.
Mini Aaron Rodgers? Come on.
So I think two things. I think first, have you ever seen The Replacements?
Yes, I love that movie.
Amen. One of my favorite football movies. Nick Foles is Shane Falco. Couldn't cut it in the sugar bowl. Yes. When the game's on the line, like he chokes. But when there's no tomorrow, when there's nothing left to play for, when it all doesn't matter because you're going to be washed tomorrow anyway, here comes Nick Foles in the game of his career, catching touchdown passes against Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's perfect analogy. Literally perfect analogy.
Secondly, Gardner Minshew does not get enough credit and does not get enough opportunity for people to be talking about him as a scrub the way they do. Gardner Minshew, I think, could be not a great quarterback, but a good and better than serviceable quarterback in the National Football League.
So I feel like if the Jets weren't so shitty all the time and always had like a number one pick QB, Gardner Minshew would be like one of their backups.
God forbid. If Gardner Minshew was on the Jets,
he would be perfect in green.
If Gardner Minshew was on the Jets, you'd see me in nothing but jorts, skin tight jorts, a mustache, pit vipers, and a mullet with this kind of hairline. That's all I'd be rocking. I said what I said. If he's on the Jets, that's the look. That's the look. You bet. There it is.
I kid you not. I was almost Gardner Minshew for Halloween like 2 years ago. I almost bought like the what school did he go to?
I have no idea.
It was a red shirt with like his school on it, and I had jorts, so I was gonna wear those, and I was gonna get like the bandana and put it across, and just like color in a mustache. But no one would have gotten it, and I was gonna be like, well. And they're gonna be like,
know that two of us would have gotten
we
it.
would have appreciated
We would have gotten
that. But it was like the perfect Halloween costume. And I was like, dang, no one's gonna know who I am. And I'm gonna be walking around with a colored in mustache on my face all day. But wait, so let me ask you guys this. Who do you think is going figuring Carson Wentz isn't gonna start week 1? Who do you think is gonna take his place? Do you think it's gonna be like one of their backups, or do you think they're gonna pull somebody in?
I'm thinking, because we've actually spoken about this also, and it's just like I think Eason will start, but I don't think he's gonna last very long. I think they're gonna if it's not that someone overtakes him in the starting position by week 3 or 4, they're gonna go shop for someone, and they're gonna find any reason possible to at least get, because they know Carson Wentz, like we said, super fragile. He's gonna take the whole 12 weeks
for sure,
possibly a 13th.
Yeah. He's gonna be done.
Yeah,
so they're gonna go by like week 3 or 4 shopping.
So Reich has already said it's Eason season, right? Like he turned to Jacob Eason and said it's your team, but Nick Foles up. So the Bears have Andy Dalton, they have Justin Fields, they have Nick Foles, they've got a crowded quarterback room.
Sure.
I honestly am going to hitch my wagon to the Nick Foles train here.
God,
I
I'd
think
love that.
they're going to give it a week or so, 2 weeks, and see how Eason does in practice. But if not, I mean, Frank Reich has played with or has coached, Nick Foles. I don't think they need a lot of time to hit the ground running.
Which sucks because as Jets fans, we really wanted Nick Foles as a backup veteran role for Zach Wilson.
I did. But
what about Joe Flacco?
Go ahead. If I had to put money on it, I'm hitching my wagon to the Nick Foles train.
Nice. Yep. Well, what about Joe Flacco for the Jets? He's in there.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
He's gone? Where did he go?
He's gone. I don't even know where he went, but he's gone.
He signed somewhere as like a third string somewhere. Baltimore? I want to say no.
He wouldn't go back to Baltimore. Now I have to look it up. I thought he was.
I really want to know now. He's gone.
I just saw it today, which is the.
He's on the Eagles.
Washington
Eagles.
Holy shit!
I didn't even know that. We lost.
He's gonna be the bootleg Nick Foles.
Zach Wilson's gonna go down. I mean, Zach. Now I'm still in the Jets mode.
Hey, take those words back.
I'm sorry. Bring it back. Zach Wilson's gonna be fine. Jalen Hurts, if he's even QB1, which I guess we can kind of go into this conversation now. The Eagles have decided not to name Jalen Hurts as QB1 yet. I have no idea what they could possibly be waiting for. Guess maybe Joe Flacco in the mix here. But like, what in the world? First of all, I know the Eagles are a dumpster fire. I know that. They're in my league, like in my division. They absolutely are just ridiculous. They're coming in last place this year. But what in the world is this new coach, Nick Sirianni, doing with this team? Like, what are they waiting for? I mean, literally the season starts in like a month.
I just think Nick Sirianni's being too cute. I think Hurts is obviously QB1. I obviously think they have every intentions to start him, and amongst their own conversations, he is going to start. I just think it's the time of year where every coach and every GM lies through their teeth and, he's on the PUP list. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Who knows? They're on the bubble. I don't know. They're all lying right now. And I think just Sirianni's just being too cute. I think in Philly, everybody knows what the answer is, and it's all but written on paper. And I just think he's trying to get the edge by not telling anybody.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. From top to bottom, from the water boy all the way up to the GM of the Eagles organization, to even the people that own that entire team, I have no idea what the hell they're doing with that team. I have absolutely no idea what is going. I don't know who's starting at backup concession stand server compared to who is starting at QB. Like, it is frustrating. And honestly, like Sam said, they're coming last. So I don't care. Like, Philly is one of those teams, like, they're kind of a rival, but I don't really have a rivalry with them. I just don't care because they're always below us.
Do not get me started on Philly teams.
They're always just always below us. So it's just like, whatever, you fake New Yorkers.
So listen, one of my best friends is an Eagles fan, and whenever like the Eagles and the Giants play each other, I'm like, then they beat us last year, and it physically hurt me because then she lives in Jersey. I like drove to go see her, and I was just like, I'm sad. And I'm really, like, I just don't want to deal with the freaking Philly fans right now because they're also like really hard to have a discussion with. I feel like sometimes like they're very like they're so passionate that they're like they cannot listen to what you have to say. Like they're just like. To put it. I'm trying to be nice because I have Philly friends. So I'm just like trying to be nice about it, but they're so passionate and they just like are just like, no, this is the way that it is. And they also
it's the Philly way.
They also, they're lying to themselves. They're like, no, Nick Sirianni's the answer. Things are great.
What's his name? Doug
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Chip Kelly era?
years were my favorite. Yeah, let's run college speed offenses in the National Football League.
Yeah, he just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
he had no idea what was going on. But yeah, Philadelphia, I think right now it's just like between everything that happened this offseason, losing Doug Peterson, getting rid of Carson Wentz, you know, the fact that they have a statue in the front of their building with two people who are no longer part of the Philadelphia organization. They have to, you know, mentally deal with that. It's
not only that, but one of those people is a backup. You have a statue to your backup quarterback. No wonder Wentz wanted out. If I had to go to work every day and look at a shrine to my replacement,
yeah,
no wonder I want out. I'd go to the Jets. I'd be out, man.
Yeah, no, the Philadelphia really is, and like they're I hate this word, but they really.
I feel like they put a shrine up for anyone.
They
got a shrine for a figment of our imagination. You got a shrine for Rocky Balboa. As much as I love Rocky,
Rocky's an American icon.
I love all the Rocky movies. I'm all about it. I could quote them and shit. I watch it. My girl hates it when I'm watching all of them on fucking reruns. But you got a Rocky Balboa. Like,
he's not even a real person. Not even a real. I mean, Sylvester Stallone's a real person, but Rocky Balboa is
icon. Damn it.
But yeah, though they're rebuilding, and that's like, I hate that word because they use it so much. But like that, they're starting from the bottom and working their way up at this point. Like new coach, new quarterback, new everything going on. Their wide receiver, Devontae Smith.
Smith is out right now for I think 3 weeks.
He like tore his MCL, but like didn't tear it all the way or something. It's not as major. I don't know. That kid needs to just do a couple of squats or something because his legs are.
He needs to stop by McDonald's or something.
Him in Hooves League.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am a Devontae Smith is underweight truther. I am one of those guys. I promise you. I'm sorry. I'm the bad guy here, but I 100% am one of those people.
I was all on board with him because I was under the impression the Giants were going to draft him, and then the Eagles basically just like, you know, talked with the Cowboys and they took it away from us, which is fine. You know, I'm over it at this point. You're
not hurt.
But like I do think that he's still really talented, but like he was at a college weight. Like now he just needs to put weight on to be in the NFL weight, because honestly at his weight he can get more hurt. Yeah. I just think that it's just more of a health concern at this point.
See, but I think people are just like they're over concerning about it. Like he's still only 21, and you know, by the time he's 24, 25,
he's gonna put it on.
Look at Giannis in the NBA. At when he got drafted at 20, he was nothing but a twig. And you look at him now, and he's a mammoth compared to what he was. So you give him the right training regimen, the right, you know,
for sure,
eating regimen, all that, and 2-3 years from now, he goes from 180 to 210, 215.
Yeah, and in the meantime, he's just going to get bullied at the line of scrimmage.
Or he'll dust everyone that's in front of him and his touchdown galore like he's Deshaun Jackson 2.0.
Yeah, he's going to be so freaking fast. He's going to be so fast. So, but that's if, you know, he recovers correctly, hopefully.
Yeah, true that.
I don't want anybody getting hurt or anything. But yeah, so the Eagles are just a mess right now. I'm kind of happy about it, though. I don't need them to be more of a competition in this league. It's already a mess there. So the NFC least, it will always be the NFC least, I'm pretty sure. But the next thing I want to talk about, actually going back to what Hector was talking about with Trey Lance, is the 49ers, who are also in like this weird quarterbacking situation right now. 49ers fans were stoked to find out that they were getting Trey Lance and not Mac Jones, which was like a big thing when the first round of the draft was on. But yeah, I feel like they keep bringing up this quarterback competition in San Francisco. Shanahan's just like, no, it's all Jimmy G. It's all Jimmy G. But like, I'm convinced Trey Lance is going to see the field at some point this year, right? Or is that
yeah, he's def. So first of all, 49ers fans missed out because Mac Jones is going to be the guy from this draft. Mark my words. It's not Lawrence. It's not Wilson. It's not anybody else. It is Mac Jones. Secondly, Yeah, I know. I stand alone here. Secondly, yeah, he's definitely going to see the field in some way, shape, and form, if not a starter by week 5 or 6. I don't think he should be, but yeah, he's definitely going to see the field, to answer your question.
So, first of all, Mac Jones, no.
He's the guy.
No.
He's the guy.
Talking about Trey Lance, and it was funny because, as you know, Sam, on Sports Me, Bo got scot-free for the Get Money Network. I was actually on his podcast, fantasy podcast yesterday, and we actually had talked about Trey Lance because he's a huge 49ers fan.
Right.
And I was like, I just don't I don't get the hype on this guy.
Yeah.
I don't see him being anything like fantastic, but because of Jimmy G's track record of never being healthy a full season, and he's actually burned me twice in fantasy the last 2 years in a row. I drafted Jimmy G and he couldn't get past week 5. So I think by like week 4, week 5, Trey Lance actually ends up taking over. And then whatever happens from there, it's like that's the product that the 49ers want. So either you got the guy you wanted or you're shit out of luck for the next
4 years.
4, 5, 6 years. So
yeah, my problem with Trey Lance was always like what you were talking about with Carson Wentz was it was the competition within the actual college team that he was playing on and the amount of games that he played. I think he played like less than 10 games or something like that.
To Hector's point, his final season, because of COVID, his team canceled all games and they put on one exhibition game simply for him for the draft. And he came out and looked.
He threw like 58% with like 2 TDs and a pick.
Yeah. He came out and showed a very mediocre showing on the game that his team put on specifically for him. And he came out and looked blasé. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it was concerning to me because I was like, yeah, we've seen him throughout his college years, but like a lot of times they base it off of their last season that they played, especially because that's when they're the most mature player. You know, that's when like all this is most recent stuff and everything. So when he was picked 3rd, I was like genuinely like, oh my God, I cannot believe that they did this. Mac Jones, on the other hand, I just have to say, I do not like Mac Jones, not for his football abilities. He just seems like a really hard person. I don't know him. I've never met him. I don't know. But when he got drafted by the Patriots, he walked up so smug and like he was like, yeah, I'm here now, blah blah blah, I'm gonna be the next Tom Brady, whatever.
He knew, and we spoke it into existence.
He is gonna be the next Tom Brady.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
we
is.
Literally so we literally so
I'll die on this hill.
Before the draft, before everything, we were watching. Me and Zach had sat down one day and we were setting up a breaking down the tape fucking segment. And it just came up and they're like, yo, Alabama Mac Jones. And I'm like, yeah, you know, Jalen Hurts, Tua, whatever. I don't care. And he's like, he's going to fall into the lap at 15.
Yes.
To the Patriots and become the next Tom Brady. And I was like, you know what? If he does that, and if he does fall to 15th, I will stand by you and say that the Jets are cursed. So at least I am 45.
I'm telling you.
Because that's the next 20 years of my life. Well, 15 now.
Old man. I predicted this. I'm almost 30 myself. I predicted this from long before the draft. I said, it is my nightmare. I'm having fever dreams that Mac Jones will fall to the Patriots. And God forbid he does. We are all doomed because he is Tom Brady. And he will do the same thing.
I always had a feeling that he was going to end up there. I'm like, that's where he's supposed to be. I grew up disliking the Patriots. Like I knew I was like, you know, that's where they go. And they're just so good. And it's just like annoying that they're good and they know that they're good. And Belichick's out here just, you know, doing all this Belichick stuff. But when it was just, I don't know, there's something about him. really rubs me the wrong way that I'm just like, I don't like how confident you are in yourself already. That's a red flag for me. I think that you should be a little bit more like, hey, I'm excited that I'm drafted, but
that's what I want in a quarterback. I want my man to know that he is the greatest thing that has ever walked the face of the planet. I do. That's how I want my quarterback to feel every time he steps out on the field. You think Aaron Rodgers goes, "Oh my God, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to play"? No, he comes out here and says, "You wanted to trade me. You didn't want to believe in me. You want to draft my replacement. I'm going to come out here and go on a scorched earth tour, make you bleed, make you trade for my wide receiver, and then go on another scorched earth tour."
All right, sit down, boy, because the last 3 Alabama quarterbacks all are not even solidified starters in the NFL. I said what I said.
It's true though. That's very true though.
Tua's about to lose his job to Deshaun Watson, who may or may not go to jail. Jalen Hurts, we just spoke about it. It hasn't even been named the starter. And then you got a man who's sitting behind Cam Newton.
Yeah. No,
I said what I said.
Mac Jones 2022 for president.
Well, we'll end up seeing what happens, but I actually just want to get your opinions on the AFC East really quick. Speaking of the Patriots, who do you think is going to come out on top in this division?
Bills. I take the Bills again. I take the Bills again slightly. I'm giving the Bills another 13 wins, 4 losses.
I'm taking the Bills in a landslide.
I'm giving them 13-4, and I'm gonna take the Dolphins at 12, the Jets at 9, and the Patriots at 9. There's a tie at the 9 right there.
Wow.
Bill Belichick hasn't abused you enough in the past 20 years.
Shut up. Shut up.
Remember that time we all thought the Patriots would be bad and they still, were great.
They kept being good.
We're going to put Mac Jones out there first and then we're going to fucking suffer.
So, first of all, rookie quarterbacks should never start their rookie year.
Yeah.
And secondly, Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, in that order.
Remember who won your okay. Okay.
Hector's clinging to every victory he can for last
year.
year.
So last year was like the clutchest of the clutch for me. I won my fantasy league. Zach does this thing with his wife where he has like all the leagues on this magnet board.
I have like a magnet board from the Hall of Fame that has all the divisions, all the teams, and we bet before the season who is going to go where.
Mm-hmm.
So I won my league. I won that. I won the Pick'em League.
I just should not.
I got like 5 W's last year. I'm like an Olympic gold medalist right now.
Hector's being forced into retirement for breaking down the feet.
I love that. I love that so much. Well, congrats on all your W's from last year.
I'm probably going to go last this year. That's okay. I'm gloating right now.
The way math works is all things must become even in the end. So you're going to suck this year.
It happens to everybody though. That's fine. But speaking of the Bills, Josh Allen just got a big contract. Yeah. Really, just like I am in love with Josh Allen. I love the Bills. I love the Bills Mafia. I love Josh Allen. I love Stephon Diggs. Everything about that entire team, that entire organization. Love every minute of it. And I am was so sad when they didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year. But 6-year extension worth $258 million. 150 of that is guaranteed money, which I think is an NFL record in terms of the amount and the amount of years. This is $43 million a year for Josh Allen. So what I kind of wanted to talk about was, what does this mean for future contracts with other quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and, dare I say, Daniel Jones? What are we feeling?
Literally right before we jumped on air with you, we sat here and we were just spitting off topics for our own show later on, for what your questions were for us. And we got into the huge debate about this just now.
Okay.
And the contract situation is, we brought it back to Tom Brady. Tom Brady was the guy who decided to take less money.
Right.
To win chips, But still, if you look at, and we broke it down, we looked up his contracts. He had very short deals for a lot of guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. So these guys are learning from him how to take, the second contract of your deal, take that long deal for guaranteed money. And after that, you go short guaranteed money deals where you can bank your money and live off of your gameplay.
Right.
And as far as it pertains to like Daniel Jones and Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar Jackson has a better argument for making that kind of money.
For sure.
Because he's shown that he can try and bring them to the promised land. Now, I like Lamar Jackson, and I always have, and I really want him to succeed. But the mobile quarterback is football, no matter how much it changes, will never change. Mm-hmm. Football is an extremely basic sport at its core. And quarterbacks need to throw the ball and be great pocket passers. And as much as I love Lamar Jackson, he is a good pocket passer, not a great one.
Yes.
And I think that Harbaugh will do his best to get him something similar. Mm-hmm. And he very well may, but I don't think it's going to pay off in the same dividends that it will for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. And Daniel Jones, if anybody signs him to that kind of money ever, they should be laughed out of the league and never allowed to hold a football job again.
The only reason I bring up Daniel Jones is because there have been a lot of comparisons between him and Josh Allen recently, like their numbers and, based on like their play and everything like that. So
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to this man.
I'm very excited to see Daniel Jones play this year.
Don't listen to fall on his face again.
He just like he's against
7 yards
on his face.
Just like he's against Zach Wilson, he's against Daniel Jones. And I stand. You know what? At first I was like, yo, who the is this guy? Like, what the hell is going on? But if he can handle the fumble situation, he is actually top 3, I think number 1 in deep throws in the league. Not mention, you just got Tooney, who's a deep threat. You got Shepard, you got Galladay. Like, you got weapons. You got Barkley coming back, who looks like he's going to be ready for
Came back today.
One. Looks like he's going to be ready for week 1. I have a little faith in Daniel Jones. I think if you can get rid of the and it's not interceptions for him. It's really just the fumbles. You get rid of the fumbles, and he can take you where you need to be.
So you're saying if you give him a perfect line and perfect wide receivers and a perfect running back and a perfect defense, he might be good?
Which we are achieving.
Yeah, so literally everybody else has to be perfect for your quarterback to look okay?
No, well, he was struggling these past 2 years. First of all, consistency was a problem. His coaching consistency. He's been dealing with different offensive coordinators and different head coaches his entire career. He came in off of Eli Manning's heels. It's big shoes to fill. 2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, come on. Also, I'm convinced that Daniel Jones is Eli Manning's long lost son, but that's like a totally different, separate entity.
She said what she said.
Amen.
I said what I said.
We agree.
Because it's weird how much they look alike, but
for real.
But I just think, like, now that we have a lot of the pieces that they needed, if Daniel Jones does not perform this year, that's it. It's over. It's not going to work anymore. We have 2 first-round picks next year, thanks to the Bears, and it's over. We need somebody new. It's just not working anymore. But
see, that's my problem. Is I don't think it will work.
I think it will. I have faith.
If it's not him. So I'm just saying, because I have faith. I have faith in GJ right now. But if it's not him, and like you said, they have 2 first-round picks next year, who they're looking at?
I have no idea.
Literally anybody that's not named Daniel Jones. Literally
another Alabama quarterback. Throw it out there.
Literally,
I really think that he's got potential, especially with weapons. Now that we actually have offensive weapons, we have Kenny Galladay.
I think he's all right.
I think if it doesn't work this year,
I got the Giants winning the East.
Yes.
See,
we can win the East.
I look at Daniel Jones, and just like you said, I think he is Eli Manning's long-lost son. I see those moments of, okay, you might be good, and then I see those moments of like, how the hell do you have two brain cells to rub together?
But check it, right?
He's game time dumb. I said it last week on our episode. He is game time dumb.
Just check it out. This is the NFC East right here. The Eagles are completely out of it. We already solidified that. They're gone. They shouldn't even be in the league. They're like the Mets. They're like the goddamn Mets. Get them out of here. So they're out of here. Now, the Washington football team. Wait, did they get a name yet?
No, they did not.
It was whatever
the Cleveland Guardians.
Cleveland Guardians. Yeah, the Washington football team. They got the best defense in the division, but the worst offense.
They have Ryan Fitzpatrick now.
Got the best offense in the division, the worst defense.
Ain't that the truth?
The Giants have the second, I'm gonna say top five. They got a top 5 defense in the league.
They do,
and you got a healthy offense right now. Let's see what they can do. I would probably say they're not going to be Cowboys, but they'll be better than the other 2 teams in the division.
Third place.
Oof.
Like Steph Curry.
Stabbed.
Third place.
I don't know. Coming in first would be great, but the Cowboys are coming back with an unhealthy Dak. I mean, it's really hard to come back from an injury that way. They did spend their entire draft for their defense, so they're working on that. That was literally the only thing they should have focused on this year. But Ezekiel Elliott, overrated. Completely 100%. And 100% overrated. Do not like him as a person. Do not like him as a player. He drops the ball. He doesn't know how to hold it. I agree. The Washington football team, though, I think that they're trying to work on their offense. Ryan Fitzpatrick scares me just a little bit.
He should. Fitzmagic has
the beard.
Fitzmagic has the chance to throw 1 million interceptions or 1 million touchdowns and nothing in between.
There's nothing in between. It's all there or it's all gone. And like
100%.
Genuinely coming off of that Miami.
I feel like he's been in almost 20 years now. I feel like his first 10 years were complete garbage, and they were like, you know what, you stuck it out, your next 10 years are gonna be fucking godlike. Damn.
Yeah, and Fitzmagic literally has the potential to be the GOAT or Ryan Leaf, and there's no in between.
No. And their backup is Taylor Heineke, who we saw perform in a playoff game.
Heineke should be the starter. Thank you very much. He earned that. He earned to be the starter after gunslinging it with Tom Brady. If that doesn't earn you a starting spot, I will never know what does. He got into a gunfight with Tom Brady, and that should give you, like, you know what, man? You could be garbage and throw 300 interceptions in the first half, but we're going to give you that shot because you got into a gunfight with Tom. So here you go.
And he went all guns ho, all out.
That's what I'm saying. Like he went to the wall and forced Tom to beat him in the fourth quarter. If that's not what you try and give a guy a starting spot for, I don't know what is.
Now, any Patriots fans will be like, oh, but he took a 40-year-old Tom Brady. What if he was 25?
I'd still take Taylor Heineke. I'm betting Heineke.
I think that Tom Brady is like wine, though. I think that he's doing even better in his elder ages than he was when he was first starting. So
you want to talk about somebody signing a deal with the devil? It's Tom. Tom has made multiple deals. He's like Jack Sparrow.
He's like Morgan Freeman. The man don't age. The man don't age.
If anything, he's aging backwards. If you see like the pictures from when he
Benjamin Button disease.
Horrid. Like he was awful. Like now he's just like a hot dad. And I'm like, wait a second. That's not allowed.
When he got drafted, he was like 250, looking like Hunchback of Notre Dame. And now he's goddamn Beckham's brother.
He really has. Like, as a straight man, he really has aged extraordinarily well.
Well, that's what happens when you eat, like, avocados and, like, that's it.
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
Drink avocado tequila when you get crazy.
Yeah.
You know. Sorry, I leave the avocado out.
I'm not gonna lie. Florida Tom is I hate Tom Brady.
Florida Tom?
Tampa Tom might be my favorite.
Tampa
person
Tom is
ever.
fun. Tampa
Like
Tom
getting
is fun.
drunk off of tequila, throwing the Lombardi trophy off the back of a boat, like saying and doing whatever he wants. Tampa Tom might be my favorite person in the NFL. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm totally on board with that, because the second he left New England, I was like, all right, he's not so bad. Like, I kind of like him now, you know? Like, you're like, I've been hating him my whole life.
I still hate him.
I hated him my whole life, but I just like the also I hate how good he is at being on Twitter. Like,
yes,
he's so good at Twitter, and it really bothers me. He's such a troll.
Did you see the tweet about Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame ceremony? He said, and Peyton Manning said that Tom was going to be there. He's like, yeah, I have to show up to make sure he doesn't come back again.
Yeah.
And then Peyton Manning started talking about Tom Brady in this Hall of Fame speech, and everyone started booing.
I said that to Hector before, and he said he couldn't catch it. And I was like, yeah, man, and Tom turned around and said something. I don't know what he said. I can't read lips for the life of me, but he said something to
He's
the
like,
crowd.
I'm winning 8 this year.
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, Florida Tom Brady, he's tan, he's fit, he looks good, he's just doing his own thing. I mean, like, life. He really is just living his best life, and like it hurts me that he is, but also I'm like, you know what, Tom, you keep going, you keep doing your thing. At this point, nobody can stop him, so might as well just accept it. It is what it is. Amen. But another topic that I just wanted to get into was the Green Bay Packers, speaking of old quarterbacks, and this whole fiasco that went down with Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers obviously made a big old stink this entire offseason, was just like, yeah, no, like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know, blah, 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 whole management thing. Devontae Adams literally stopped negotiations for his contract because he was like, I'm not going to be here if he's not. The second that Aaron Rodgers came back, Devontae Adams is signing on the line, like he's ready to go. I just want to know what you guys think. Like, what are our expectations for Green Bay this year? Is it going to be this last dance that everybody is talking about, that it's going to be him and Devontae just like bringing it all in for finally a Super Bowl for them? Or is it just going to be all of this or nothing?
I mean, it has to be Super Bowl or bust, right? I mean, They both, Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers posted a last dance picture on IG. That's been, I mean, first of all, Green Bay has had 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterbacks and 2 Super Bowls to show for it. A. B, with all the talk and all of the everything that's gone on, Aaron Rodgers throwing the temper tantrum that he has, getting Devontae Adams to sign, and then getting Jordy Nelson to come back. That has to be the only expectation. Is it Super Bowl, or this all has been for nothing? I mean, if I'll be bold, I'll take Hector here. I said what I said. If Aaron Rodgers does not win a Super Bowl this year, he is a bust in his NFL career. If he cannot lock it down and win a Super
NFL
Bowl
career?
this year, Aaron Rodgers is an entire bust for his entire career. He does have a ring,
I was gonna agree with him until he said that last statement. I understand that it's a win or bust for the Packers. They're trying to do it now. Rodgers has the ability to walk next year.
Right.
He can walk. So, but to say that his career is a bust, I wouldn't say
he literally has a Super Bowl ring. Even if he won Super Bowl,
three MVPs, a Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
And who knows? He can go somewhere next year and pull a Tom Brady and get two Super Bowls.
Maybe. I mean, Patrick Mahomes already has one, so he's already matched Aaron Rodgers in like a third, a fifth.
You can't compare players like that.
Why can't you?
I guess.
Why can't you? If I'm an owner and I paid 15 years worth of this,
I'm walking away.
If I paid 15 years, it's Super Bowl or bust.
I do think that they definitely need to get to the Super Bowl this year, especially after last season. Last season was just like they were right there, and then freaking a field goal, like it was just it just messed up the whole thing. Like if you got to get to the Super Bowl, you need to just push for it. Like you can't just settle for a field goal that late in the game. So that really bothered me. I'm sure it bothered Aaron Rodgers, but it was between him and the GM. This whole thing, it had nothing to do with anything. I mean, we talked about it on Sports Me, the whole contract situation. We were like, this man literally turned down the deal that was going to make him the most paid player in NFL history. And he just didn't take it because he was like, no, that's not what I want. So I think that's crazy.
I agree with you. I mean, love him or hate him, Aaron Rodgers from day one, from the second he's been drafted, has, much like you don't like Mac Jones, has viewed himself as there's the common people, there's the elites, there's the gods, and then there's me. He has always viewed himself, even from the draft, as being on the next level. I mean, he's taken it that step further every time. When they hired LaFleur, he threw a temper tantrum. Now
they're best friends.
Yeah.
They're literally like best friends.
No, and I agree with you, but part of me wonders how much of this is like, how I said before that you don't trust coaches, you don't trust GMs. How much of this is theatrics, right? Like how much of this was already done behind the scenes, but let's make this a thing. Let's put the NFL on watch. Let's put fans in the stands and keep them talking about the Packers and selling tickets and selling merchandise because, you know what I mean? Like now that might be a little too conspiracy theory-ish, but
right.
I don't know if it's such that Aaron Rodgers commands this crazy respect in the entire state of Wisconsin, or if I don't know, it seems like too much of the perfect story to me.
I feel like, I don't know, I wasn't here for the whole thing, but I feel like when it comes to Rodgers, from what I'm hearing, Rodgers he feels like he's smarter than everyone.
Right. That's what I was saying.
He really believes that he's smarter and kind of like see the future and shit.
Right.
And he feels like he's godly, where it's, yes, you have the ability to do great in whatever you do, and you showed it in X amount of years, but now you feel like you're entitled to the world because of it.
I think that he is, and I agree that he has that mentality. Part of me argues whether he has earned it, because 15 years at the caliber that Aaron Rodgers is, and you get one Super Bowl.
And he's had I'm not gonna say he didn't have. He's had
a lot of chances.
He has
a lot of
great chances.
And I'm sorry, this narrative that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have weapons is absolute garbage. It has always been.
There was a few years.
Garbage.
I would say there was like a three year period where you were like, okay, come on, get him someone else other than.
Don't make me do this. Tom Brady has won Super Bowls with Walmart bag boys.
Cut it out. But
he also had Bill
Brady
Belichick.
is an anomaly.
Tom Brady also basically grew up with Bill Belichick. That's how he just performed with one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think. Okay, to be fair, Aaron Rodgers was dealing with Mike McCarthy. Mike
McCarthy, the third most winningest quarterback or head coach in
who's also a gunslinger.
Yeah, I mean Mike McCarthy, probably one of the best coaches of NFL time. Like mentioned with Vince Lombardi.
Not with the Dallas Cowboys, but
terrible coach. He had to deal with him.
No, terrible with the Cowboys. He's terrible with the Cowboys.
I'm not here for the Mike McCarthy slander.
I can't.
Sorry, Sam. I don't mean to blow up your spot, but I am not here for the Mike McCarthy slander.
I can't stand him. I really just don't.
How can you? McCarthy. He is the third most winningest coach in the most storied franchise in the National Football League.
That's fine. I don't have anything against him winning. I just don't like him. I just don't like him as a person.
She said what she
now
said.
He's on the Cowboys.
Like,
I can't like him now.
That's a double no. Like, that's a fuck him, burn him at the stake.
Jason Garrett is literally a giant now, and he was on. I can't stand Jason Garrett.
Right. So now time to flip the script. Coordinator. I got to ask you about that. How do you feel about Jason Garrett, Mister? I won't go for it on 4th and 1 over there. That's a long one as a direct quote.
The man literally gives me agita. Like, I have heartburn watching him coach. And also the fact, did you see his press conference that someone just referred to him as Jason or just
I was going to
Garrett?
ask you.
And he was like, that's coach to you. And I was
oh, okay, Dion.
I saw it, right?
Okay, Dion.
I put that on our page. If you're Deion Sanders, I get you. I get you. You earn that, but you're Jason Garrett. Stop it.
I get it. That's your position. That's what you're called. But
right.
The way that he did it, that he was
right.
That's
coach.
We
say coach around here.
All right, Dion. All right.
All right, pump the brakes.
on.
You're not Jerry Rice. Stop. You're not even Mike McCarthy.
Nick Saban.
Right.
Nick
Yeah, like,
Saban.
come on now. Come on.
No,
Now. What have you done? You're quoted as saying that's a long one. That's your claim to fame in the NFL is you wouldn't go for it.
Your quarterback couldn't hold a field goal kick, right? Cut it out.
The only thing with Jason Garrett is that like what I was saying before with like coaching consistency with the Giants, like Joe Judge and Jason Garrett are coming back for a second year, and that's the first time in like a while that we have a head coach and offensive coordinator coming back together. So I'm hoping that it's going to work out. But like Jason Garrett, just I mean, all he does is clap. This is his coaching.
I'm not gonna lie. On another level to it, I would rather Jason Garrett an OC than a head coach.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
way better of an OC than a head coach. And finally being able to sit down with Joe Judge for a second year. Joe Judge, we didn't know where the fuck this man was coming from the first time. So like, we'll see. We'll see. They didn't. The season didn't end horrible for the Giants. It ended
not
on
at all.
A very great note. They ended on a hot streak. So let's see what they can do on a full season.
And then he punishes grown men like high schoolers.
I would too. Fuck out of here. You want to brawl on some dumb shit? Hell yeah. Get on the line. We're running sprints, bitches. I don't care how many millions of dollars you got. This is football. Get on the line. I want to hear you. I want to see you touch. And I'm calling it suicides too, not ladders. Suicides. I want to see you touch every fucking line.
Hector does not do well in 2021.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Yo, what? I go to jail.
My favorite thing to say, I've been saying this since I was like in high school. We love to say that they're grown men. They're not. They're grown babies. They are babies that are now in bigger bodies. Like that is just the way. That's just they're athletes. They just play a game and they get money for it, and they're just so excited about it. And it's just when you're fighting your own teammates on the field, like what are you gonna like? How do you discipline them?
Oh, Sam, we're gonna. I know you've played sports. You've never gotten in the face and tried to swing on one of your teammates.
Absolutely not.
What?
We grew up in different places.
Have.
I went to an all-girls school.
I've been on the other side of Zach.
100% Hector and I fought on a football field.
I've seen the other side of Zach.
I think men and women like kind of deal with their things differently. I've definitely like had arguments with people before, but I've never swung at anybody on the softball field.
I'm in the Dan Campbell.
Football gets crazy because you're hitting each other so much.
Right.
So before anyone can get there, if you're tussling and you're battling each other and you're throwing each other on the ground, it gets intense. And before anyone can get there to stop anything, it just trickles.
That's a contact sport though. Like I played softball. Like we are all spread out.
Fair
it's much different.
Fuck that. Baseball too. I'm throwing bats, helmets. I'm meeting Nolan Ryan on the mound.
See, I'm with Dan Campbell in this. I'm in the Dan Campbell kind of mentality that this is a good thing. Passion, fire. I want this. Now, if it's bad blood, like if it continues after the fight and there's bad blood in the locker room, now we have a problem. But if it's just because passion and intensity got too high because I felt you hit me differently, and now I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna step back. You ever seen Remember the Titans? I'm a big football movie reference, man. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna let you duke it out. I'm gonna let you guys figure it out here because we are men, and that's how it should be handled in this kind of situation. I'm going to let you figure things out. And if it continues, now we have a different situation. But if we figure it out right there on the gridiron between the lines, then we good. If the worst thing you can say about my team is, wow, they're really intense, I think we're going to be okay.
No, I honestly I was more upset that they were just like, that was something that happened on the field. Like we were fighting each other, but honestly, if you got to run in order to face the consequences, like you got to run. It is what it is. We all all did it. We all got
that.
I don't know if I would have punished them that way.
Hell no. They all, damn well, every single one of them deserve a little bit more cardio. Half of them don't even fucking come up to practice to do the warm-ups and stuff. They can all get a little bit of licking. They got enough energy because half of them are going up there, half blocking and shit. Hell no. Get your ass on the line. I want you hustling, bust. I want to see the sweat beating off your skin. Let's go.
I'm not going to lie. I would have punished Daniel Jones in that way. Daniel Jones was at the middle of the pile, and when asked why, he said, "I don't know. It just felt like the right place to be."
I respect that answer.
Run.
Oh, so
stupid.
he runs.
Run, stupid.
So he runs.
You're my franchise.
But the rest of the team, hell no. They all get on the fucking line. Granted, I would say run a little more.
Like, oh, let me be in the middle of this pile.
I would probably say run a little more, but they all on the fucking line.
Stupid quarterback. Okay. You don't belong here.
Well, listen, okay, but if something like that happened, like for the Jets, and you see Zach Wilson and he's like, "Oh no, I was just standing off to the side and minding my own business," or would you rather have him in the middle of this
off to the side? No. I'm paying that man a lot of money.
Nope.
I feel like that's like a leadership thing. He's inserted himself. No, because he was like, "What am I gonna do? Just stand over there and watch my teammates fight each other?"
I don't expect someone that looks like Zach Wilson to ever have known what a punch thrown is. So yeah, I need him on because if you're not gonna scrap like a man, like get on the sidelines. You don't know how to fight. That's not what you did out there in Mormon country.
That was a bad example. Zach Wilson's never seen a fight before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get over there. Like, if you get in this fight, I swear to God, I'm docking you $3 million.
That was a bad example.
I will defend you on that. That was a bad example. Out of the two New York teams, we got Hollywood Zach Wilson and Mormon Daniel Jones. So
I would, if I was Robert Saleh and I saw Zach Wilson get into a fight, I would personally beat the absolute brakes off of him for thinking he knew how to spell the word fight.
Nope.
Get out of here. You look too pretty.
I want him to be that guy as a QB that stands behind Mekhi Becton. He's like, yeah, you lucky he's fucking blocking me. You lucky
he's holding me back. Exactly. That's how I need Zach Wilson to be. That's a couple $1 million hand. Don't you dare throw that right hand.
I don't know.
Abs only.
I was just like, I'm glad that he was in the mix. I'm glad that I would rather him be in the mix than not.
No, that's just in all reality, was it nice to see Jones like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here, and that's great. He
just wants to be included. He just wants to be like, oh yeah, these are my friends. We fight together.
I like it though, because I feel like he's from the minute that he's took the starting job, he actually got a decent command of
I think so.
The offense and most of the team. Like they respect him. And doing something like that, even in something so dumb and so minuscule, being a training practice or whatever, just showing like, no, I'm not just that quarterback that's just gonna turn around and let everyone else, coaches break it up. No, I'm going to get in there. I'm be like, yo, what the hell? Like get into some guys' faces and be like, yo, what the hell's going on?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Some guys' faces without getting your face punched.
Hey, just because you got on the bot, you don't know exactly.
He doesn't have a lot of brain cells to
You don't know exactly what went down. He just ended up in the pile. So, hey, you never know. He probably got in there and was like, what the hell? And someone grabbed him. And then the scuffle broke out even more because someone grabbed him. Like, and then
there's no video of it yet.
Situation, like you never know.
I don't need Daniel Jones in the middle of anything.
I just want to see the video. There's no video, which is like there has to be, because there was a bunch of reporters there. There were people there. People have phones. People have cameras. There has to be video of it somewhere. And the Giants organization has been like really hush hush about it.
They have
released the video. Part.
Speaking of video, did any of you guys see the video of Aaron Donald and Williams from the Cowboys, Rams Cowboys practice duo?
No.
Bro, a brawl showed out between them and they both went down. Like Aaron Donald and him.
Aaron Donald?
They both went down. Like they were jawing.
Dang, I'm going to look it up right now.
I'm 5'8" and a very soft 300 pounds. There is not enough money on planet Earth that I would actually get in within like 3 feet aggressively of Aaron Donald.
I'm just saying, listen, when you look at the video, they both had a good clinch between the shoulder pads. You know how linemen are. They get a good clinch between both. And they both did that shook and they both went down.
Aaron Donald is not human, is what I'm saying. Like chutzpah. That's chutzpah. Sam's watching.
She's like, holy hell!
That's chutzpah. How do you grab Aaron Donald and like think you're gonna do this?
Aaron Donald is hands down one of the scariest people. He's probably so nice, but just like visually, very terrifying.
Absolutely.
I would never want to get on that man's bad side because
100%.
I'm a very small, no one really knows. I'm very small. I'm like 5'2". So he could just kind of pick me up and toss me.
Yeah.
For all I know.
I'm not very small and he could still pick me up and toss me. I promise you that, Sam. Promise you.
Was that not an entertaining video?
That was. Thank you so much for that. I love fight videos. They make me
something
so
new
happy.
every day.
I miss going to bars and watching people fight each other in the street. That's like
that was me.
It's been like so long since I've been to a bar and just been able to like watch people converse with each other and throw them to the ground.
My gosh.
Stuff right there. Some solid stuff.
I'm saying, see, my problem is that when I drink, like I'm the type of person that I want to fight you, not because disrespectful, like this is fun. I view this as a fun thing. Let's do this as two adults who mutually agree upon this, and nobody agrees with me, and it's a sad time.
That's okay. There's definitely people in the world that are the same way, that are like, yeah, you want to fight? And you're just like, yeah.
Why do you think Hector and I are friends?
Okay, so
you guys just throw down with each other?
Oh,
it has happened once or twice.
It has happened once or twice, but not anymore.
Yeah, not recently. We're old now.
I definitely was a fighter way before the Marine Corps, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and then it's just like, hell yeah, all hell's broken loose. Let's do this.
That's amazing. You sound like my dad.
Oh yeah, I'll never. Like I'm that guy. Like if I'm driving on the highway and like someone cuts me off, I'm like, yo, pull over. Like, yo, let's do this right now.
Oh yeah, I have the worst case of road rage. I will roll down my window and yell at people. Like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? And they're like, what? Line. I'm like, you're literally going the speed limit. This is not okay. You need to stop. You need to speed
70
up.
70 in the fast lane is not fast. Get out my way.
I used to work in South Jersey, so I used to have to drive down the turnpike. Being in the far left lane, I'm like, this is the fast lane. This is where you go to pass people. You don't cruise in the far left lane. You go fast there. If you want to cruise, go to the far right lane. Like that's where you live. That's where you are. It's the amount of people that I would just pull next to and just stare at. I'm like, can you?
So my girl, she'll like lock the windows. Cause she knows I'll roll the window down and I'll like throw water bottles. I'll do some crazy shit. She'll lock the windows and doors so I can't do anything.
Hector can't be trusted. We drove to Connecticut for a friend's birthday party, a fellow podcaster's birthday party. And there was some serious traffic, and Hector more than a few times was willing to go out and have conversations with people. He's like, yo, get out. I'm like, I'm driving the car. We're stopped, but I'm still driving. I can't do that.
Just open the window. I'll get on the roof. I'll jump on their car and rip them out the window.
Oh, man. I love that.
It's always a fun time.
All right. Well, circling back to football.
Yes.
I want to get your guys' way too early Super Bowl predictions. I love doing this. I love trying to find out if I'm actually just like have a sixth sense and I can figure it out. I was so close last year, but I had Chiefs and I had the Buccaneers losing to the Ravens in the championship, but not the Ravens. I don't know where I'm at. Anyway, so I always get like super close, but not exactly. So I want to hear what your guys' Super Bowl predictions are as of like right now today. Today is August 9th, 2021.
I'm going to put it right on receipts, and I'm going to take the obvious. I'm taking Bills, Bucks, and I'm taking Bucks. I've said it for a while now. I think Tom Brady is going to go back-to-back and then walk away off into the sunset on his 8th ring.
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to go with the Chiefs.
No, I'm taking Bills Bucks. I'm riding with the Bills Mafia. I have a soft spot in my heart for the Bills Mafia. I've said this, and I said what I said.
I said this since last year. I'm taking Bills, and I got to throw the Bucks out there. It's going to be the Bills Bucks, but I'm taking the Bills to win their chip.
Oh, that would make me so happy. We are all on the same page. I literally wrote down Bucks v Bills. The thing is that the Bills are they're so close. They're right there. And I think Josh Allen has been through enough playoffs now and has had enough playoff wins versus losses to find out what exactly is wrong and how he can fix it. I think he gets a little nervous, which is fine. He's a young kid. I would be nervous too, being in the playoffs. But I think that he kind of freaks out a little, and that's how the Bills end up losing. But I think that the Bills definitely have the pieces to get there. And then, of course, Tom Brady is just going to be, they have the exact same team they had last year. There's no reason for them to not repeat. But
the only thing that throws me off is the 17 games. It's a whole different ballgame for everyone.
That's very true.
But it's just so hard. Like, every team, like, oh, okay, we won the Super Bowl, but we lost X, we lost Y, we lost this guy, we lost that guy. When you win, this has never happened. It's unprecedented in NFL history. Everything about this season is unprecedented. 17 games and a team winning the Super Bowl and then maintaining their entire active roster. Like, that's absurd. And based off of that, there's just no logical reason to say, oh, somebody else is going to come out of the South. Yeah, nobody could do it against last year's team. Todd Bowles is probably one of the best defensive coordinators and just caught a 3 or 4 year extension. The best defensive coordinators in the National Football League.
Shitty head coach, but
but some people just aren't meant to be head coaches, man. Rex Ryan, the whole Ryan family are great defensive coordinators. Can't head coach worth a damn. The Bucks are just clearing away the favorites for me, and maybe I'm bandwagoning the prediction, but it's just too. If it smells like a duck, walks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If the Bucks won the Super Bowl, maintain their team, and are still the best Super Bowl or NFL team in the NFL, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
No, that's my thought process as well. I just really think that the Bills have all the pieces, but there's no way Josh Allen can come into the Super Bowl and beat Tom Brady. It's just not. It just wouldn't work. If he did, everybody would.
It'd be like Eli Manning.
That defense made Patrick Mahomes look stupid.
He ran 500 yards.
Before the line of scrimmage. He ran 500 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Patrick Mahomes ran 500 yards.
The kid was probably panting by the end of the first quarter.
Oh, my God. So if you're going to make a kid as physically talented as just ridiculously talented in a team that has that much firepower look dumb in the Super Bowl, I don't know what to say to that. How do you beat that?
You don't.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
It's Stephon Diggs deep every time.
If Josh Allen can get the ball off. Patrick Mahomes threw the ball a foot from the ground, parallel to the ground, right to the hands of Travis Kelce, and still lost.
Every season, that's the one thing about the season. Every season is a new season. Different things happen, different freaking natures happen. And just because the Tampa Bay went out there and balled down, got Super Bowl, doesn't mean they're going to go out there. They can turn around and go 0-17.
Racks on racks. They're going back to back.
They can turn around. I'm not going to say they're going to go 0-17, but they can turn around and go 0-17. I mean, they can turn around and go fucking 12-5 and end up like out in the conference championship. There you go. How's about that one? There you go. You like that one?
No. Super Bowls on Super Bowls.
I would just be blown away if this exact same Super Bowl team did not at least make the Super Bowl again. I
agree.
And I just don't see the Chiefs repeating. I just don't see them. I think the AFC.
I feel like people are starting to catch on to how the Chiefs play.
Yeah, the AFC is getting stronger, I think, and there's people that are going to be not better than Patrick Mahomes, but their teams are going to be better than just Patrick Mahomes, and that's what's going to change it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a fantastic quarterback. We've seen him now. He's a young kid, and he's done all this stuff. It's incredible, but you can't win with one person, and that's the problem that I have with the Ravens. The Ravens could be good, but Lamar Jackson is just carrying this team. Like he's just Lamar Jackson versus the world. Like that's the problem that I have with them. He could be really, really great, but he keeps losing in the playoffs. One, because he keeps choking. Two, because the Ravens just aren't a playoff team. Lamar Jackson is a playoff quarterback. that's just not how it works.
Yeah, they got a decent defense, but they're not giving him any weapons.
No.
And not helping the offensive line. And I mean, granted, they get a lot of rushing yards. They do. But the offensive line can still be a lot better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But and I get the mobile quarterback thing. That's like Zach was saying earlier, like you can only do it for so long. You can only be the person who's carrying the ball and throwing the ball at the same time for so long. I mean, we've seen Cam Newton. Cam Newton has just slowly deteriorated. He was an amazing human being. When he was in that Super Bowl with the Panthers and the Broncos.
Yeah, but he's always been a shitty thrower.
Yeah, but he's been able to make things happen in both the arm and the leg world. I mean, we saw it now. Michael Vick is a weird because he went to jail situation, but Michael Vick deteriorated over time. I mean, RG3, had he stayed healthy, would have done the same thing. I maintain that football is an incredibly complicated but super simple sport. Quarterbacks throw the ball, and if you can't do that well consistently, I love Lamar Jackson. I think he's a fantastic human, just not going to be good.
Here's a question for you guys. Remember last year, Monday Night Football, Ravens Browns. Lamar Jackson left the game because he had cramps. Do you think he was taking a poop?
Yes.
Okay. Good
100%.
Glad we're on the same page.
100%. Like, as now at the high school level, at nowhere near a high level that would ever have to maintain, I have done something similar. Now, I have not come out and won a game. I have not come out and performed like I was a lineman. I played offensive and defensive line. Nobody cared or knew that I was missing from the game. They barely knew what my name was, even on the own damn football team, because I was a lineman. We all get forgotten. But I get it. You have to poop. You have to poop. Like, when you got to go and then go perform, like, there's a lot of things, like, you don't, like, those pants will bleed through everything. So if you accidentally make a block or get cut and things happen in your pants, everyone's going to know. You can't let that happen. I think I'm a actor.
Okay. I played many of sports. So, like, I've been there, just not on the football, not on the football field.
100%.
I never had to do it on the football field. I did, however, how to poop while on a track meet.
Happened to me too.
Yeah, but you got time to run off and do that if you need to. And
not when you're about to get on the line. Not when you're about to get on the block. So
right.
That's different.
Yeah. So like it was weird, and thank God it was only like I think it was a long jump. I think it was a long jump.
I was over in the shot put circle.
I think it was a long jump. So I had time between people. So like I did like the jump, and then I was like, I got about 20 minutes before my next jump.
Bro.
And VC, the high school, like you could just like shoot over to the bathroom really, really quick.
It's only like 50 yards away. It was against Monroe Woodbury that I had to when we were at Monroe. And like I came out right afterwards and threw the trap block of my life because I was a guard. I threw the most ridiculous trap block against the state champions that I've ever thrown of my life. So I get it. I get where Lamar's coming from. Like, that's my like one thing to hold on to, that, hey, I'm an athlete because I like threw a trap block once against state champions.
Hey, so I
sucker punched a D lineman, so I win.
As long as the poop brought you a win.
It did. In my personal, we didn't like win the game, but like personal victories. So
that's all that matters. All right. Yes. Good to know that we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what's going to come this football season.
This is where you expected this to go for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, why don't you let everyone know where they can find your podcast, your socials, all that good stuff before we wrap everything up?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to make it as easy as possible. Literally everywhere that there is a social media, the big ones, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Sports Me, Breaking Down the Tape. That's pretty much it. On Twitter, there's two of them. There's Breaking Down the Tape and Papa Smurf NFL, which is my personal. But other than that, it's pretty much Breaking Down the Tape everywhere. On Sports Me, there's Hector Said What He Said, and Breaking Down the Tape. But I'll say it again.
You can find
Breaking Down the Tape.
Breaking Down the Tape everywhere. We have individual Instagrams, Beach Lion, Hector Said What He Said. And at the same time, it's been a blast being here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having us. I was super excited that you reached out to us. We're gonna have you on for the is it the Giants
yes,
football team?
We have you set up for September 16th. It's the Giants versus the Washington football team live Thursday on Breaking Down the Tape. It is going to be an reckless time because I can't wait to see Sam all up in her Giant shit.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be so into it.
The question is, Sam.
Yes.
We are hosting a party at MetLife on December 5th for the Jets versus the Eagles. I don't know if you've seen on our social medias. Breaking Down the Tape will be in a gold parking lot. Follow us on Facebook. Follow the event. Our tickets are already bought. We'll be up in the 300s, 321, section 321, if you want to sit with us. But we will be in a gold parking lot for the game before and after. So if you're not doing anything on December 5th, I'm sure it's going to be a cheap game, but the Jets are playing the Eagles, and we will be there. It's a 1:00 Sunday game. We're going to be there at like 7 a.m. We're going to be partying the day
We're going to
away.
be going ham. We're going to go nuts. I'll probably get drunk and pass out like I did at the Cowboys-Giants game last year.
But you are formally and officially invited if you haven't caught the invite before on Sports Me, but you are 100% invited, and all of your listeners are as well. So if you're not doing anything, come freeze your ass off with us. We're going to have a blast.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yes,
I have Jets gear. I could be a Jets fan for a day.
Yes.
I got this.
Against the Eagles, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, I can boo the Eagles. I can cheer for the Jets.
Exactly.
It's all good. Oh my God, that's going to be a green stadium.
Both of them will go 3 in fucking 15.
Yeah, it's going to be a super green stadium. But yeah,
oh
definitely
my God.
The invite is out there for you and anybody else who wants to join us. Follow us on Facebook, and the event is there. We don't know where in the gold parking lots we will be just yet.
But we'll
update everybody as the time goes on.
Got time to figure that out. We're in August now. We have things to look forward to this football season. I'm so stoked, and I'm so glad that you guys came on to talk about all of these football things that are going on and what we're going to expect in the next couple of weeks. Oh my God, football season is literally a month away.
So excited.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
So excited.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on, and everybody, thank you guys so much for listening to The Girl Who Talks Sports. You guys know where to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Girl Who Talks Sports. You can follow me on Twitter at TGWTS Podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast, like this video if you're watching on YouTube, all that good stuff. And we will see you all next week. Bye.
Cheers.